I have really bad race anxiety, but once I start riding him and doing warm-up laps, that's like, it eases my nerves, and then it's like it all melts away.
Hi, my name is Hannah. It's my first day riding, and I can't wait to go.
I always keep striving for the next day to always be better than the last. Of course, you have good days and bad days, but those are the days that, teach you something.
Welcome, racers. This is the junior category, 70 plus, contesting for World Championship. Rules of the road until you hit the base of Gibraltar, okay? Flying start, hit it as fast, as hard as you want. Good luck. Good luck, guys. Be safe.
Be careful. She had 27 hospital stays in a 2.5-year period at her worst. And when she was 6, after a stay in the ICU, she ended up with her feeding tube.
So usually I do this 4 to 6 times a day. It just depends if I'm racing or if it's just daily life. When I start racing, I'll do about 6 of these a day and go through like 3 bags and run it nonstop. It puts in like 52 milliliters an hour of Cape Farms. So I get 3,000 calories from those a day. The backpack holds my feeding tube and my pump in there, and I've been carrying it since I was 6 years old.
When they code Hannah's diagnosis, what they say is she has a unknown error of metabolism. Your cells leak energy, and then it starts to affect one organ after the next. And it was really scary, especially when she started sleeping. There were days where she slept 20 hours a day, and I wasn't sure, that we were gonna come out on the other side.
My hardest moment was when I was 6 years old, and I had no friends. I didn't really have much family besides my parents, and I was dying, and nobody was there to comfort me. Nobody was there, dropping off a balloon or a card or anything little silly and cute. It was just me. I had that epiphany that I couldn't just sit here and die. Cycling keeps me balanced as a human being, and it's just so freeing to be out there on the bike.
In the first 10 days of learning to ride a bike, Hannah had ridden 210 miles. 2 months after learning to ride a bike, she does her first metric century, which is 63 miles. She has averages throughout the ride of pretty much 15, 16 miles per hour. For some kid that's ridden a bike for 2 months, that was remarkable in itself, and she was only 13 years old. And then the very next day after this ride, we go to this race in another city. We drive over there, and Hannah tells us, she said, I want to bring my bike. And I said, fine, bring your bike. So we get her bike in the car. She gets there, and she says, and maybe she was planning all along, I don't know, but she says when we get there, hey, I want to race.
So it was kind of like an instant hunger, like a little Pac-Man going after the next race.
Over the next 3 years, she raced over 150 races in 7 states. We go through Louisiana and Texas and Arkansas and Missouri and Colorado, and I don't even know where else. I mean, it is a blur, but we end up just driving her everywhere we can get her to. That's when I knew, that, okay, this kid's serious.
I could just see she had that grit. That's the perfect word for it. She's very gritty. Where you tell her she can't do something and she'll just go, yeah, I can, I'll show you. Okay, ready, set, go. Come on, sprint. Go, go, stay smooth, come on, go, go. She weighs 115 pounds. The watch she was putting out was pretty impressive.
Here, this kid that's never done anything like this decides to start morphing into this athlete. Before this had happened, I really just looked at a calorie as being a calorie, you know? The idea was to keep her brain going and to keep her body alive. They figured out what her caloric needs were to keep her blood sugar up and stable at the time. And it ended up that it was dextrose at 12.5% at 50 ml an hour, which for anybody that is not a medical person, it is an insane amount of sugar. It would be like your kid drinking a soda every second of the day. This is a kid that has the mentality to want to thrive, and shouldn't we be giving her a better calorie? I started doing some research and I stumbled upon Kate Farms. The moment it just kind of gave me hope, I was like, wait, if this would work for her, this could be a real game changer for this kid.
I didn't have a good relationship with food until I started Kate Farms. I didn't realize how bad or good you're feeling until you have something better or have something worse. And so within the first 3 days, trying it, it was like everything started working, and it was like a reboot on a computer. It changed the way I thought about nutrition instantly.
She was able to get everything that she needed, her body needed, at the highest level possible, and it changed everything. I mean, if you look at the physique of this kid that has a history of clinically low muscle tone, and you look at her physique now, it's really remarkable. She turned into this rider that really became a force. And right now she's currently training for the World Hill Climb Championship.
Welcome, racers. This is the junior category, 70 plus, contesting for World Championship.
I was looking for something crazy. I needed the next big Pac-Man eating moment.
Anyone that cycles knows about Gibraltar. It's daunting. It's like, oh, when's this thing gonna end? You know, just because switchback after switchback after switchback.
I've always loved to prove people wrong. Someone said, you've only gotten this far because of your feeding tube. And that crushed my soul a little bit, because that was the last thing I wanted labeled on me. I never wanted to be someone's pity case.
I mean, she's got the guts. That's half of it. In endurance sports, if you can suffer, that's, you know, it's, a lot of times it's whoever can suffer the best.
The ones where I felt like I was giving all I had, and even when I still came up short, that was the most important stuff I learned. There's always going to be a bad day, but those bad days train you for a better day. I think when I started cycling, that it wasn't about my limitations or how good I was or how good I wasn't. It was about just proving myself that I could make it anywhere and I could do anything.